BLOCKHEAD, cryptocurrency news.
Cryptoslo with more crypto gains. Welcome to BLOCKHEAD News. Let's do it. So, looking at the coin market cap, we are not doing too bad. Total market capitalization's at 183 billion, which is a nice bump up. BTC dominance has increased. So we were sitting at 57.97 on Bitcoin, so not bad at all, not bad at all. It kind of makes me wish I would have stacked up some Bitcoin, more Bitcoin. You know, you keep saying it and it just keeps going. It actually looked like we had popped up there decently, yeah, the 6K mark ish, just for a little bit. But one thing we have noticed is that the alts have not followed. So typically when we get a nice jump like this, we get a nice bump on the alts, and it just hasn't happened yet. So not really sure what's going on. You know, that's kind of a topic for another video of basically how Bitcoin and the alts are related. But anyways, ETH sitting at 163, which is a little retracement. XRP doing nothing as normal. Sorry. Litecoin 76.56, not too bad, not too bad. EOS at 490. Binance at 22.84. Wow, that's crazy. So Cardano, Tron, yeah, 2-3 cents, not the greatest, but you know. So anyways, we'll keep an eye and see if Bitcoin does stable out at this level. We should get a little bump on the alts. So alright, Bitcoin started at 0, reached 20K. Can XRP ever hit the predicted 589 level price? Now, I really, articles like this bother the crap out of me, because what they do is they use a language called presupposition. Presupposition is when you kind of inject something that's not truth into the sentence. It's kind of to trick people. XRP at $589. This thing has done nothing. Ripple's done nothing. I'm not sure what's going on with Ripple, but it hasn't moved. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with it, but $589, I'm not going to say it's not possible, but it's definitely not probable, in my opinion, at this point. Bitfinex will launch $1 billion LEO token to recoup frozen funds. So, this is funny. So Bitfinex and the whole Tether debacle of the $850 million. So now they're going to launch a Bitfinex token. So this is going to be similar to the BNB coin, and basically it's to make up for all the lost funds. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if this IEO goes off as planned. You know, especially if people have lost faith at all in the exchange. But you know, what's really sad about all this is that, you know, the greedy are just like, even when they're making money, they're even making more money because they're cheating the system. So, you know, it just kind of sucks. Facebook has spoken to Visa and MasterCard about a token launch. So, this article is talking about Facebook and how they want to kind of create their own token, but obviously it's most likely going to be tied into payment. So a way to pay each other on Facebook, which natively will be pretty cool. But you know, again, these people are late to the party, but then they end up taking the party over. But anyways, yeah. So Facebook, Visa, MasterCard. Not really sure why they need Visa and MasterCard, probably to settle the transaction. So if Visa and MasterCard are going to get into crypto, then they definitely picked the right place to do it on Facebook because of the proliferation of their network. Jack Dorsey Square reports 65 million in Bitcoin revenue. So if you didn't know this, the Square app, which a lot of the smaller businesses use, they take Bitcoin as payment. And as you can see, yeah, it's pretty cool, pretty cool. So when people go to buy stuff from smaller businesses, actually I've even seen some bigger businesses using a Square, so they are continuing to take it. They definitely made the right decision because Bitcoin's literally almost doubled up to 6K. Q1 revenue 64 million in Bitcoin, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So keep an eye on this, just more mass adoption news. The Dow plummets at the end of trading as Fed strikes that. So this is just kind of a little side news to the market. Keep an eye on the Dow, man. You know, it just keeps going up, going up, going up, and you know, it's kind of almost like a big FOMO run. Reminds me of when Bitcoin mooned, but you know, just something to think about. Make sure you have your investments diversified because, yeah, as soon as those interest rates go up, everything will come to a halt. Crypto winter has been a blessing for backed ICE CEO reveals. So, you know, these guys, I tell you what, I kind of have a detesting for the big financial institutions because, you know, the way they're going into crypto, they are doing it under the side, under the table, and secretly, and yeah, they're in no rush. Basically, this article talks about how the CEO is like, yeah, the price is down, but you know, you got to think about this. This just lets them buy even more on the cheap, you know. So I'm just not a big fan of institutional crypto investing. Yeah, because I think the derivative type products and stuff that they'll create off of it, made to get them rich, won't be good for the end consumer. But you know, that's my opinion. The Satoshi Timer. Don't know if you've seen this, but this website is, when I first read the article, it kind of seemed like it said they were going to unveil the real Satoshi, but this could be a huge publicity stunt. It's tough to say, but anyways, you can put your email in here and follow them on Twitter. In 9 days, they are going to reveal Satoshi, whatever that means. So I'm not sure, but check out gosatoshi.com if you want to be part of the fun. Didja Byte founder says coin is potentially being suppressed. This is an interesting article. Basically, it talks about how Binance and a couple of the other bigger exchanges haven't listed Didja Byte, which, to a way, it does kind of make sense of, you know, why isn't Didja Byte being listed? But on the flip side, you know, sometimes it seems like the Didja Byte team is a team of one. I'm sure there's other people working on it, but it just, yeah. I mean, it's a great coin, don't get me wrong. And even during the moon run of 17, you know, it went up decently, but it did struggle. It did struggle. Didja Byte's always struggled, even though the fundamentals of it being a great coin with a great blockchain are there. It just hasn't found its, you know, its calling. So we'll keep an eye on that. I personally do like Didja Byte and have a little stack of it. Always had. Had a soft spot for it. I used to mine it, you know, before the ASICs, and you know, get you some Didja Byte. It's still cheap. It's like a penny. Crypto market is not dead. How IEOs are revamping the industry. So IEOs. So what these are basically, as an IEO is an internal, basically it's a release of a token by an exchange. So the concept is that they've already met all the standards of the exchange to be listed, so it makes it a better, more secure token. Does that mean that you have a better chance of it doing well? That's tough to say. I mean, look at BTT when it released on Binance. The early investors 4x to 10x their money, while everyone else kind of got left holding the bag. So, you know, I don't know, but I know Binance Launchpad has done this IEO concept several times with several new token launches. But yeah, so just more articles about how they're going to change the ICO structure because so many people lost so much money on ICOs. Probably won't see that era again. Bitcoin hash rate spikes over 50 million terahash. That is just insane. Yeah. Wow. It's pretty amazing. So, kind of just shows you, you know, is Bitcoin dead? Don't think so. It's pretty solid. Yeah. Look at that number. That's crazy. It's crazy. 58 million terahash. Wow. So, wow, that's amazing. On to the DApp news. So, what do we got going on Tron today? Actually, one good part of the news are we are starting to see some other smart tokens on the DApp review, which is kind of cool. So maybe we will expand out into those as these pop up. What do we have here? Dollar Divs, BTT, Poker Dice. I did see this, and actually, kind of a warning to people, because this Poker Dice site popped up, and it does have a do Tron feeling to it. So I know a lot of people got stung in the do Tron debacle. This feels Deutronish, where Deutron shut down all of a sudden and left everyone bag holding. So yeah, just be careful on this one. Like I said, it does kind of stink of dew. It's kind of funny. So Tron Profit Network, Tron Gauge, Tron Pot. What is this? Yeah. Just nothing great. I personally have been kind of holding on the side on the dApps. I mean, I still have my core dApps, but yeah. So nothing too crazy going on. Looks like there's some Blaze Economy clones and a couple other things like that, but nothing of super interest. Poker Dice, I'm going to stay away from that. Yeah. I'm a little jaded actually, because the dApps lately, the last couple weeks, everything's just kind of dried up a little bit. So I've been kind of hanging on the sidelines. Now, as far as IOST goes, we have nothing really new, nothing major on the IOST front. Obviously play, endless game. Yeah. So, TronBet. TronBet has been doing pretty well. Now, one thing to note, the slot mining has decreased exponentially. We had these like 30 million TRX pots, and they've dropped very, very low. So what does that tell me, especially with how far we got? The whales mined the first few stages, and now they're out and they're collecting divs, which was figured. I mean, I personally, these were fun, but the price to mine on them is it's really high. It's really high. Like I said, they're definitely fun, and they've added 2 new ones. We talked about that last week. But yeah, as far as the divs go, yeah, I'll stay with Anti. But you know, the Tron divs have been good. We've had a couple really good days and a couple okay days, but it's definitely still one of the most consistent dApps out there. Endless Game. This is IOST. There's my divs. So I'm sitting on about 4.5 million IET. This has gone up quite a bit. The halving is at 6 billion. I haven't been mining this as hard because I started playing Play because the divs were better, and but I still had a goal of trying to get to, well, 5 million was my first goal, and you know, 10 million would be pretty sweet. Now, the cool thing about Endless Game is it was one of the OGs, and I think if they have some kind of mining incentive or something, they will probably take off pretty well. This chest never works out. It's always 0.2. Yeah. And IOST Play. So I was hitting this really hard. Sitting on 1.6 million. The divs last night 876. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, not too bad. So I did have like a 2K div. The divs did have seemed to slow down a little, which makes no sense based on their new payout system. But I would expect that these divs will still continue to be pretty decent. Remember how we were talking that they're taking the house edge, and actually I was mistaken. It's half of the house edge, and they're giving that away to the players as divs, so it's not on losses. So this was kind of an ingenious system, but I would think there would still be incentive for people. I think what's happened is people burnt through their initial stack, because when they announced the whole div thing, you know, people hit it hard, probably burnt through their stack, and now that's why divs have slowed down a little bit, because people are just playing the divs that they have. Yeah. So, oh, and actually, I did have a important thing about Tron Bet. Something to keep in mind. If you go, let me turn my scroller off. If you go to home, you'll notice that when you click on dividends, it shows both live and ante, and it looks like the ability to freeze is gone, right? What you have to do is you have to actually go to one of the games, like Dice Moon or Ring. You click on that, and then you see how there's 2 dividend tabs? So this lower dividend tab is specific to Tron Bet, okay? And that's where you can freeze your ante. Whereas the dividends up here shows both all partner dApps and ante. So just a good little tip for you guys in case you were having trouble finding how to freeze. Oh, and also, no, I think that's about it. Yeah, on IOST, yeah, nothing major. I'm gonna do a video tutorial on IOST Play because I think it's, you know, it's worth it. It's a little confusing to new users, and I just think the basics would be good to go over. Bankroll credits. So credits continues to do pretty darn well as the divs keep rolling in. We did have a little sell-off down to 37 million, which is good for long-term holders because you continue to receive. I do know they're working on a new daily that's going to be very interesting, and there's also changes to luck because there were some people that were trying to game luck and they keep attacking it. So now, from what I've heard, is luck will directly feed credits even on wins. So this puts more people in the system. So if they want to game the system, they're going to get credits, and then they're going to pay the fees, and then the people that are credit holders will benefit. So yeah, that's about it. That's this week's news. I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe. I also mentioned that I do have a really awesome giveaway coming in promotion for the Cryptoslo channel. But other than that, this is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gains, then we're not talking. Have a great week.